Hi everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to the review of U.S.A. for M.O.D, the debut studio album of the band M.O.D, Method of Destruction. Today we're probably celebrating the 35th anniversary of the record, so I've decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. I've been a massive fan of this band since I was a little boy because my siblings had cassette tapes of their music, and I was interested in this stuff because they had really cartoonish looking cover arts. When I was 3 or 4, I especially liked that cover art for the album Gross Misconduct, which had a shark as a judge. It was hilarious. So M.O.D is like a sequel to the band S.O.D, Stormtroopers of Death, which was started by the drummer and guitarist of Anthrax, Charlie Benante and Scott Ian. They've added their friend Danny Lilker on the bass and Billy Milano on the vocals, and recorded an album in 3 days because they just had some studio time left because they finished an Anthrax album faster than they've expected. The genre of the record was crossover, so the mix of hardcore punk and thrash metal. After the record Speak English or Die was released, it became a massive hit, underground legendary stuff. Everyone would listen to it and laugh from their lyrics. At the same time, Anthrax started gaining some popularity, so when they've had plans to record a follow-up, U.S.A. for S.O.D, they've decided that Billy can just start his own band and they will focus on Anthrax instead. That's why we have 4 songs here that were written by the lineup of S.O.D. U.S.A. for M.O.D was released in '87, we don't know the exact date it was released, again on Megaforce Records. The producers for this one were Alex and Scott. Alex, I think, was the head of the label, and Scott, you know him, the guitarist of Anthrax and S.O.D. If we scroll down here, we can see the lineup of M.O.D. We have Billy Milano on the vocals, Tim on the guitars. Later he left the band, but he came back for the 3rd album, Rhythm of Fear, which I've actually reviewed for the 30th anniversary, check that out. We also have Ken on bass and Keith on drums. Apparently also Scott Ian provides some acoustic guitar and backing vocals for the record. So the production is tight, it's clean but heavy, I like its raw and live feeling. The message is diverse, songs are about various topics and they are 99% comedy, at least I hope so. I guess that if the lyrics were written for real, then Scott Ian wouldn't take part in this project. This kind of album wouldn't be even released today, and if it was, it would implode Twitter because we have some very nasty things here. Stuff against LGBTQ, racism, fat shaming, laughing from people's deaths. And because of the fact that everyone who played on the first S.O.D record said that it was all a joke that shouldn't be taken seriously, I think this one is the same. I might be wrong, of course, but just don't judge me because I'm laughing from these lyrics. One of the songs here is about a fat woman and the vocalist doesn't want to fuck her. I find it funny in context with the music and how it all sounds, and I just want to point out that in reality I wouldn't be laughing from this kind of stuff because it's not funny, but it's funny here because it's that awful kind of humor, you know? Structure-wise, this thing is basic. The first song is more advanced, it has more segments to it. Musically, as I said before, this is a mix of hardcore punk and thrash metal. The album starts with Aren't You Hungry? It's one of the songs that was written by the S.O.D lineup. I think this is the best song from this band. The instrumental work is just flawless. Every thrash riff here is just astonishing. I loved just every groove this song has, every change, every bass note, the drumming is phenomenal. Everything just works here. The vocals are very angry and full of energy, they sound great. And then you have the lyrics. The vocalist is basically making fun of all these American charities that help African people get food and water. He says that he has so much food and water that he can't even finish it, so he throws it into his trash, basically stating that he has no empathy for anyone and they can just go fuck themselves. So, because how the instrumental work sounds and the vocals are just like a lunatic rambling, I think that this is just hilarious. I laugh from this stuff every time, but if you think about it, in reality, there are some people that think like that. They will not finish their meals, they will just throw them in the trash, they won't care, they'll tell you to your face that you can fucking starve, and I hate these kind of people, but it's very funny to hear a song from their perspective, because you know that people like that are just scum. Also, there's a N-bomb in this song, and this generated lots of controversies, and I think that the band in the end apologized for this song. This is one of those jokes that were done in a very poor taste, and I wonder what would have happened if this song was on the S.O.D album, the first one. Would it change the impact of the record? Because I guess this is way more controversial than the stuff on the first record. What can I say? This is a legendary song that I love to listen to. When I was young, I did not understand the lyrics, now I get them. They are bad and hilarious at the same time. If I would listen to it and think that this was for real, I guess I would not listen to this band. 11 out of 10. Get a Real Job sounds like a song that is about the criticism of capitalism, working till you basically die and there's nothing else in your life, because you never had time for anything else in your life. At least that's how I see them. So this is more serious than the previous track, but also it's tongue-in-cheek because young people basically hear this phrase from their parents, you know, get a real job. You need to be a doctor or a lawyer, something serious. At least that's what I think about when I hear the phrase get a real job. The song, instrumentally, it's very nice, I love listening to it. The bassist is killing it here, the drummer as well. The vocals sound great as well, not as good as on the first song, but still fun. 9 out of 10. I Executioner. Now this song is weaker than the previous ones, it's still fun, especially the change in the sound in the middle. You know, the verses aren't that interesting, but everything else is. The vocals sound great. I don't know the meaning of this song. I guess it's about killing people or some shit. This is actually kinda generic compared to the rest of the record. 7 out of 10. Don't Feed the Bears. I guess I don't have to explain the lyrics here. I like the main melody, the chorus, the instrumental work. It's a funny song. 8 out of 10. Ballad of Dio is basically about Dio. Rest in peace. 7 out of 10. So do you pronounce it trash or thrash? Write down in the comments which one is correct. I will just say trash. Trash or be trashed. This song is about people who stand still at the live shows. I guess this is the only song where I agree with the message in the lyrics, because I also don't like people like that, especially when they're in the front or in the pit. Why are you here? I remember going to a cattle decapitation show and there was this one guy who just wasn't happy being there. I guess his girlfriend brought him along or some shit and was just standing for like half an hour. We're just mashing, doing walls of deaths, circle pits, shit like that. It was amazing. And then another band came up and he started pushing people into the crowd, laughing from them. And I saw these Chad-like dudes in their 60s who just went to him, what you're doing, man. And they take him out or some shit. It was a hilarious thing to witness. But I just don't like these kind of people. If you want to stand still, go in the back or maybe at the front in the first line. People want to fucking dance, they want to mash. This is why you go for a show, to listen to music and have a good time. So, a nice topic for a song. The song is not that great, to be honest. It's still good, but it's nothing special. I enjoyed it. 7 out of 10. Let Me Out is about a guy who doesn't want to live. I enjoyed the instrumental work here, especially the guitar riffs. The vocals are nice as well. This is a song that is better than the previous ones. 8 out of 10. Bubble Butt is self-explanatory. It was written by the S.O.D lineup. Beautiful lyrics, very insightful, poetic and influential. People listen to this anthem to this day. 10 out of 10. Your Beat is a cool song, I especially like the bridge here. It's just a standard crossover song, 7 out of 10. Bushwhack Tease is very similar to the previous song. It was written by the S.O.D lineup. It's very short and good, 7 out of 10. Man of Your Dreams is a song about Freddy Krueger. S.O.D also made a song about Freddy Krueger on the previous album. This one is not as good as the S.O.D one, but I love the bridge here, 7 out of 10. That Noise is a sequel to a song What's That Noise from S.O.D. This one is hilarious as well, but not as much as the first one. The first one is just so funny. I laugh every time at it. This one is funny as well, but not that much. 9 out of 10. Dead Man, Most and Captain Crunch. These are 3 songs, but counted as a 1. This is actually a disadvantage because I love Dead Man and Most. These are just 11 out of 10, but then Captain Crunch comes along and it brings it down very much. I guess it's the worst song on this record. So yeah, I'm giving this a 10 out of 10, but just remember that I love Dead Man and Most. Amazing guitar work and drumming there. Captain Crunch on the other hand was just decent. I didn't enjoy it that much. Jim Gordon is the last song here that was written by the S.O.D lineup. It's a solid banger. Instrumentally, it's flawless. I especially enjoyed the bridge, it's beautiful. Lyrically, it's about Jim Gordon who killed his mother. This actually was a real thing that happened in the 80s, so I guess they're making fun of some psychopath. As I said before, the humor is in poor taste, but the song is fire. 10 out of 10. Imported Society, Donald Trump's favorite song when it comes to the lyrics. I think the lyrics are kinda cringy. It's basically making fun of all the people that come to America to work. This is the kind of issue that just makes me cringe because sure, some people are going to be bad, that are going to come to your country, but some are going to be great, cool people, so this kind of division between people is just pointless. Things aren't just black and white. You cannot declare that a whole race or a country is bad, because it's just not. Going back to the song, I love the instrumental work, the chorus is my favorite thing here, and the vocals sound great, 10 out of 10. Spandex Enormity is a song about a fat woman. Instrumentally, it's not that interesting, it sounds very wacky, like some sort of cringe comedy, but that's because of the lyrics, which are just hilarious. This is some weird shit, I laugh from it, I kinda also feel bad for the fat woman. But yeah, it's a cool song, 8 out of 10. Short but Sweet is short but sweet, 8 out of 10. Parents is a song about your parents who are just very annoying and you cannot stand them. Favorite songs of every 12-year-olds out there. Cool instrumental work, 8 out of 10. Confusion and Your Ex are the Faith covers. This is actually a bonus track that only was available on the CD. Confusion isn't that very interesting to be honest, but the second song is. I really enjoyed it, especially the lyrics. The vocalist of The Faith wrote this song about people who claimed to be straight edge, but they were actually lying and just having sex and drinking alcohol all the time. It was just a big middle finger to them. And I agree with that statement. Fuck fake people. 7 out of 10. AIDS is probably the most controversial song on this album, at least to me. The only way this song could have been worse if it was released after Freddie Mercury's death. So the lyrics basically make fun of the fact that gay people didn't use a condom and they've died. Musically it's actually good, especially the second part, and the vocals, well, they sound great, but we all know what the lyrics are about. 7 out of 10. Ruptured Nuptials is a heavy story about a guy who finds out that his wife was cheating on him. Very short song, but interesting. I've enjoyed it. 8 out of 10. Ode to Harry is a song about a real guy, Harry, who drove his car and died in a car accident. And the vocalist Billy Milano is making fun of the fact that he died because he had a shitty car, and if he had a Cadillac, he would have lived. This one is actually funny. I always laugh from it because it just sounds so happy. The instrumental work is just happy. It's an acoustic guitar and he's also whistling in the background. 10 out of 10. We finally reached the final song, the love both, the hate tank! This is the second best song on this record. It's actually funny to me that the first and the final songs are the best ones here. The main guitar riff of this song is just legendary. I love it. The chorus, everything. It's heavy, it's fast, trashy as fuck. The vocals are amazing, especially in the chorus, where Billy is just screaming his lungs out with that hate tank or some shit. Amazing. This song was actually re-recorded for the 1995 compilation, and for some reason it did not include the vocals in the chorus. So Billy's not screaming in the chorus in the re-recorded one, and I was just like, you've ruined it. You've made it fucking worse. Why couldn't you make the screams again? The new version has better quality, better sounding instruments, it's even heavier, but it lacks the intensity of the vocals. So yeah, I will stick to this original version. Classic song, 11 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is stable and the flow is fitting. Replayability, yeah, it's a great album. I enjoyed from the beginning to the end. Half of the album isn't really funny to me, but the other half is. If you are a fan of crossover music, thrash metal and hardcore punk, you should check this one out. It's not my favorite from these guys, but it is a classic. That's all from me, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my other reviews. Bye!